Hey everybody, this is Alzorath and welcome back to Diablo 2! Today we're showing off that Diablo 2 is a perfectly balanced game with no bugs whatsoever. Oh, wait, no, exact opposite of that. We're showing off 3 of my favorite bugs. One's useful, one's really not useful, and one's just silly. But we're gonna start off with the most useful one first, and no, the most useful one is not our Ethereal Phase Blade. That's actually not even a bug. You can do that yourself relatively easily with the right runes and gems. But no, instead, we're actually going to be dragging Mr. Happy here onto a bit of immortality spit. Well, not really immortality, so much as just being ignored by the world, which doesn't sound so bad at times. But this is the mercenary bug. This is probably the most, well, popular bug out of these 3, and the one most people know about. What we are wanting to do is we want to go up here, just step in there, close the door, lock them in there. Act 2 mercenaries don't know how to open doors. All the other mercenaries do, so it is harder to bug them, but it is still possible. But we trap him in there. He doesn't know how to get to us, so he teleports to us. And what happens is it kind of messes up his location for this game. It does get reset if he dies, and it does get reset if you leave the game. But from here on out, until either of those conditions are met, he cannot be targeted by melee enemies. He will, however, be targeted by ranged enemies. So we'll go ahead and hopefully we have a pack of Fallen here still. We do not. We have a bunch of melee guys. These will completely ignore him. They will go around him and come find me. So it's not so great, especially considering we have a really bad pack of monsters there. So we'll just frenzy up and we'll see if we can find a nice mix of ranged and melee guys, which is not looking too promising. I do know where we can find one though. So we'll go to Stony Field instead. So we should have, these are all your melee guys. They're just going to completely ignore him. And then we should have a camp right here. And you'll see, as we go around in here, the shamans will actually target him. See, because they are ranged. Whereas all the melee guys are just coming straight for me. And that's just how it goes in every single act after you've bugged them. So definitely a really useful thing to get. Just if you just even just rush the inner cloister in hell difficulty, it can help you out so much. It's ridiculous. But that is how you make the bugged mercenary a very useful thing to do, especially for characters like the barbarian and the paladin, where you're wanting to use the benefits of the mercenary's aura, but you don't want to bother with them dying nearly as much. So bug the mercenary, and you can have them just kind of follow you around as kind of shadows, only targetable by ranged. And that is probably the only really useful one of these bugs. The next bug, and you may have noticed it whenever we showed off the phase blade, is a bunch of axes. Some of you may know what this is, but most of you probably do not. What? It's a unique hand axe without a name? It's a Hellforge hammer hand axe, Staff of King hand axe, what? A Heroic Staff tomahawk, and yeah, cue the video of me actually crafting this tomahawk. I did use up some decent runes for it, but I wanted to do it. I'm not going to do it with all of them. This is the only one that I'm going to bother doing that with, because I thought it was funny. So yeah, the Heroic Staff Tomahawk is made by getting the Heroic Staff and crafting it with the upgrade formula from normal to exceptional. Now, whenever you go to upgrade it, the theory is that it doesn't know what to upgrade to, so it just makes it a hand axe, which, if I remember correctly, is the top sell as far as the item table, the weapon table, sorry. So it upgrades it to that. And from there, you can just upgrade it to the Tomahawk level. And you may notice that they don't conflict with each other in the inventory. I can drop them and pick them up and do all that kind of stuff, even though I technically have 2 Heroic Staffs right now, which you shouldn't be able to do. So that generally is kind of funny as well. So you can have a few of these. I do not know if they can act as the actual thing to open Duriel's chamber, because, well, yeah, I'd rather actually, do it with the actual staff rather than the fun stuff that I just spent points on. So, and runes. So, yay. And yes, I did go around and gather these just for this particular use. It is worth noting that there is one weapon that this does not work with, and that is Colleen's Flail, whether it's crafted or not. It cannot be turned into this. The rest of them can, which is quite fun and quite entertaining. So that said, we now have all that kind of setup and all that kind of pretty. And that's just like the for fun thing. There's some utility, like you can see that the Hellforge hammer one is a level 5 requirement with no stat requirement, and does a decent amount of fire damage, defense, and fire resist, which can make it kind of fun. Same for the Heroic Staff. If you leave it small, it can be kind of nice early on, especially considering it's a one-handed weapon. Woo, we can actually equip it there. Not that we'd want to, over a freaking Death Berserker's axe, but that is what we have going on there. So that is our second bug. Now, what are you thinking our third bug is going to be? Would you say immortality? You might be right. So we're going to go ahead and put it on players 8, so we can get murdered even faster. And guess what? Our mercenary is not going to die either, because we're going after melee guys. And we're going to go to Harrogath, and we're going to go to the top of this hill here. We happen to have leap and, well, Arctic Blast going on. So if we go like that, and you can see that it's working whenever you can't move anywhere, you'll watch our life start going down. And they're ignoring the mercenary. These will actually target the mercenary, unfortunately. But we are between him and them, so we might not have to spend money on him, but you'll notice our life is going down. We can't get anywhere. Oh no! Oh no! What are we gonna do? We're gonna die! No, we're actually not. We're going to be at 1 life. We can still shoot this, and one hilarious thing is if you stop shooting that, it comes out, well, if you go at the right direction, it can come out of your butt as well, which is really just, it's the only one that does that. This farts out your butt, whereas the Inferno does not. But we are immortal, and you can use this for various effects. There is a kind of glitchy PvP thing you can do with this, which is kind of jank and stupid, but as far as just like general use, it's kind of just hilarious. You can be an immortal tank and bait everything onto you, and just kind of go like that. I don't know how well taunt would work on that, but yeah, we can taunt. We just can't really hit anybody with it. So, but yeah, this is just immortality. The only way out of this is to save and quit, and unfortunately, you can't move. You can't jump out of this. You can't do anything else. You are just stuck here. So that is our third bug, and unfortunately, we also can't change our equip while we're like that as well. You can see everything's red out because it thinks we're still jumping. So, and also it is worth noting that you have to do it with jump on the left click and either Arctic Blast or Inferno on the right click. It's just easier that way. I have never gotten it to work with the opposite. So what you want to do is have this going and then jump. And you'll just never land, and they'll never be able to kill you. Now, as soon as you land, you would die. But yeah, that's just some fun 3 bugs to kind of mess around with. There are other bugs in Diablo 2. These are just the ones that I enjoy the most. The other ones are just not really as easily demonstrable and not as fun. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this short little video. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time on Diablo 2. Bye.